lost.
I'm so excited to commentate this set. I love Steve. I play Falco. This is exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, see, that was intentional. See?
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, Syphir just put me out of Gauntlet phase. He was playing very hot in our set, not dropping too many combos here.
Syphir. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty good matchup for Falco as far as, you know, Steve's matchups go. Yeah. The ability to reflect stuff like Minecart and Anvil, you can edge guard him pretty all right. This is the big downside, is you can just get swords strong across the stage.
Yeah, just
It's extremely tough.
So, I mean, with Steve Falco, it's pretty even, only because of Falco's reflector kind of just kills blocks.
Yeah, I mean, the down tilt's a pretty nice, like, not quite a disjoint, but a long range tool, I guess it too. You definitely have options, not every character does. I mean, starting from a back foot after that, the sword string. If there's enough room, you can SDI that a little, but it's tough.
That was great SDI on the fair to avoid the drag down.
went for a cheeky down air. If that hit, that would have been hype. Syphir seems like he's not having the easiest time in neutral here. Redacious is not giving him a lot of openings to get in and get the combos he wants.
Yeah, you can see Syphir's definitely hungry for this kill after losing his stock so early. Wants to get the even as soon as he can. Great run off nair there. Take it out. I mean, this is one Falco combo back from being even.
Yeah,
There's
but
one Steve combo from being disadvantage.
dead.
Yeah, these are both characters that pump out a lot of damage.
And yeah, there it is. Just the back air.
That'll do it for sure.
Is that really just a 0 to death?
I
How did he
think
not
so.
get touched?
Was it? I'm not
Yeah, I think so.
That's some great SDI in these drag
I mean,
downs.
Syphir might pull 1-2 here.
Yeah, good follow-up from Syphir.
Oh
And
my
there it
God.
is.
SDI.
He's not dead, he's
Yeah.
Steve.
Oh,
It would have been
close.
so crazy though if he actually did die to that.
I did see Redacious playing a lot of friendlies with Eclipse before this started, though. That did not help me much against Syphir, so we'll see if it helps Redacious.
I mean, Syphir doing a pretty good job of not giving Steve too much time to find resources. He's not got diamond in all this set. Off stage is trying to turn this into an edge guard.
Every time I see Falco off stage, I'm worried about a reversal. I feel like I've seen it a million times from Steve players.
He's certainly good at it.
Good on Syphir to get that stock without letting Red build up any more extra credit than he already has. 'Cause anything higher than this, and things are starting to look dicey.
Wow, really?
Yeah, he just like took way too much damage that entire game and like could not really amount to it because he could not get like the strings going or those connections like as you would normally see from like any Falco pretty much.
He really didn't even take that much damage that game. It started with that 0 to death that really wasn't that much percent.
I mean that last stock though, like that,
Yeah.
that was way too much. Like he could not live past that.
Yeah,
That was just chip damage after chip
Yeah.
damage.
he's getting some decent damage in, but Redacious is really making him work for it. Like you're saying, Hondo P, that the SDI and the all sorts of mix-ups on the recovery is certainly making Syphir work for these kills and damage.
And that's the difference between a high tier like Falco and a top tier like Steve is the damage of these combos. While Falco can just 0 to death, Steve just gets the damage, 2 interactions over a possible however many, 3 or 4.
So we're staying on small battlefield here.
Much better start for Syphir this game. Not getting 0 to death, putting the pressure on Redacious. He should be alive still, but
Yeah.
He finds this. Yeah, I mean, great use of the up B there.
He's really looking for that early stock here. Almost finding it too at 118.
I love killing that crafting table too while Steve is out in the corner of the map. He can't really do anything.
yeah, force him to burn mats while he can't mine.
Yeah, borderline 0 to death. They're only 9% on him.
This matchup is awesome because it is literally just like them sharing like combos that deal 70%.
Yeah. The off stage gets crazy too. I mean, there's just a lot going. A lot to enjoy here.
And Redacious known for his tricks in Steve tech. Like that block and then the down smash. And then like the block breaks and it covers like you get back air.
This is the tech.
Oh my
Doesn't
gosh.
die for
That
it.
almost killed at 90. And he's below a block. Oh, great recovery.
angle.
Luckily it's dirt, so it wasn't going to kill him. If that was stone or iron, I think he was dead.
Yeah, he would have at least had to take a riskier angle. Yeah, you'll notice Redacious not doing a lot of minecarts to recover because he knows that that reflector can come out and shut him down instantly. It's like with a 3 stock to 1 lead here.
Yeah, looking much better for Syphir this game.
We're also going back to small battlefield. So we just saw, like, this is just adaptability changes from Syphir. And also, like, didn't get 0 to death yet.
Yeah, I mean, this stage definitely works for both players here just because that they're both going to be looking for those platforms, and especially more so Syphir because that's what he gets so much reward off of here. So it really wasn't even a matter of the stage pick. It's just more so that Redacious just got to his head, like, a little bit faster.
Yeah. And with a 3-stock, like, we're looking at, like, mental game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in a matchup like this where both characters have such strong tools and advantage, whoever gets the momentum first on a game really impacts how things go. And so, I mean, Redacious last game with that 0 to death to kick off versus this game with Syphir having his own 0 to death to kick it off. It really does shape the rest of the match.
Yeah, when you're down as Steve, it's a lot harder to just try and mine and farm materials versus when you're up, you can really just camp and not have to worry too much about approaching.
It's just gold up tilt being so oppressive. There's another setup. The block with the down tilt. He techs, he dies. He doesn't tech, he dies. But he gets around it.
Looking to close it out. Forward tilt's not going to do it, though.
And he's one good hit here, and he should have it.
Down tilt again. Okay.
Yeah, wow. And that was good DI, so that was just dead.
Yeah, he hit that inner hitbox on the down tilt, so send up instead of out. He hit that a little bit more tipper. He might have launched into the wall there. But nice 1-1 on the set.
It was a great set to watch. Just two explosive characters, and it's going back and forth so far.
Yeah, I mean, Falco, I wouldn't say he's a character that beats Steve, but he's certainly someone who can deal with Steve's worst, most obnoxious tools.
Yeah.
It's a very fun matchup.
Battlefield version of small battlefield?
Let them cook?
Okay.
No.
I think that's just Battlefield.
I do think Syphir demonstrates a little bit more knowledge in the Steve matchup than some players have here by not taking him to PS2, where he tends to get a little bit more iron. My understanding is that Steve likes PS2 better for the resource games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
With that said, we are going to FD.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Does he know?
Yeah, does he know?
Does he know about Castle Siege FD?
Okay.
Oh wait, that's also true. He could pick a variant to give Steve harder materials to mine with. That's actual counterplay in this matchup.
I don't think that's banned in this tournament.
But FD is just a very good stage for Steve, and I'm not too sure how good it is for Falco, especially in this matchup. But
I mean, it's decent. It's not his favorite, but it can stop your opponent from being able to land as easily. Which,
right.
I mean, Steve is a character that kind of struggles to get out of the air without Anvil, so it's definitely got its upsides. Oh, I like that option. Getting the down tilt mid-air.
Tried to roll the roll read back, didn't get it.
Oh my
my
gosh,
God.
he almost got that landing. Well, he wouldn't have died for it anyways.
Yeah, definitely not.
It's enough to maybe shift the momentum here early on.
Yeah. I definitely feel like there's a much slower start in this game just because we are seeing those higher percentages rack up, and it's still first stock down to like the first minute. And immediately as I speak, I mean, first stocks are now gone from both players.
Yeah, they are both grasping at that momentum, not trying to let the other run away with it too much. It's a much more exciting match than the others have been so far.
Have we seen Redacious get a diamond yet this set?
I don't think so. At the very least, he hasn't been able to craft one.
Some very, I guess, unfortunate mining patterns for Redacious so far to not be able to find that diamond.
I mean, I think it's more telling about how like good Syphir is smothering him, because on small battlefield on PS2 or not PS2, FD, the mining pattern is the same every time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought it was random.
That's only for like PS2, like stages that don't get not the like. I think it's FD, small battlefield, and battlefield give like the same every game.
Interesting. Okay.
I know at the very least the diamond comes at the same point every time.
And an unfortunate FD from Syphir.
It's
And
gonna
he
need
does not.
it back up here though.
I mean, he most likely makes up the stock here if he can just find that strong hit, but yeah, missing that option there was so crucial. And now Redacious is also just trying to get more extra credit here since he's still hanging on to that second stock.
Yeah, especially every second that he can mine here, try and get that diamond we're talking about. Nice delay out of Syphir there, waiting to pop the back there.
Just like that, we're last stock, and Redacious without this diamond.
I mean, Syphir's just doing a really good job smothering him, not giving him time to mine.
Yeah, I feel like Redacious might be able to find that time. He's getting Syphir off stage a fairly decent amount. And if he was maybe looking to mine there instead of set up the edge guards, because those ledge traps haven't really worked yet.
We're seeing more so the ledge trap game from Syphir here. I mean, definitely keeping Redacious in the corner and in the air as well, which I feel Falco definitely thrives the most in the air time. And there is another one as well.
Yeah.
So 2-1 Syphir.
I mean, Syphir just keeping Redacious at ledge is just like one of the best ways to stop Redacious from getting materials, because he might want to use materials to come back to stage,
Yeah.
like minecart or anvil to stall, and if he's still off stage, he can't get them back.
Yeah, I think suffocating is really the key word here.
Yeah.
I mean, if Steve's best options are stuff like pickaxe, which has it's a sword length range, minecart, stuff that needs a little bit of runway to have its maximum effectiveness. You can really just stay on him. There's not a whole lot you can do. See if Redacious tries to mix up the stage again, try something new.
Yeah, I gotta wonder what Syphir's banning here.
Well, now that Syphir just won on FD, I wonder what the stage pick would be. Because it's definitely not, like, Syphir probably banned Kalos, I'd imagine.
Yeah, Kalos,
I'd
PS2 seem like auto bans.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if we go back to FD, if Syphir left it open, of course.
For sure.
I've also seen Redacious go to Smashville, which... Nope, back to FD.
FD.
I love that opening side beat.
Giving him no time to mine.
Yeah, it's instantly in his face. Take 30, now you're in disadvantage. How do you get off the ledge with these wood duels?
Yeah, Syphir's corner pressure here is so strong.
Yeah, it's really insane. Like, Syphir's execution is perfect, but, I mean, he's just kind of getting run over quite literally by Redacious here, so gonna be resorting back to that ledge, that corner to get where he wants Redacious in that spot, and a nice spike as well.
Yeah, that'll definitely do it. I mean, feels like Redacious is trying to mix some things up, but they are not working great so far for him.
I think with this matchup, and maybe specifically Redacious and Syphir, where it's like Syphir wins like 90% of the interactions, but as long as those 10% of interactions that Redacious has, he like explodes and maybe finds a kill, that's what gives him an advantage. But he's not quite finding those big combos.
Yeah.
I would say it's a lot of like stray hits we're seeing from Redacious, and normally we see from Steve like so many follow-ups and consistency, but it's so hard to get in when Syphir is keeping his space and he's following these chains and doing a well job at placing them, and Redacious is just getting lucky off of these one-off and strays hits, but it's not really going to amount to anything except for chip damage.
Right.
But then the stray hit there will take it.
Yeah.
Sometimes those moves are strong enough for the straight to be all that matters, but
Yeah.
Syphir keeping the gap alive here with the
Back air for back air there.
This could. Oh,
That
that was
could've
good
been
DI.
dangerous.
SDI probably.
That could have been so bad.
Yeah.
Little game 1 flashback.
But just like that, take 70. Redacious says, take that, I have combos.
And if he got that combo, it's like not only would the game be even, but like mental game would probably be in Redacious's favor. But we're still seeing Redacious not quite able to take the stock yet.
Yeah, Syphir taking it patient here. He recognizes he's got the lead. He's got Redacious kind of on his last legs here. There's no reason to rush anything. Wait for the opportunity to present itself to you.
Not quite getting the down
That's
air, but
probably
you look at
it,
the back
yeah.
air, and that's
Absolutely.
the set.
That was a very nice cleanup there from Syphir. I mean, it's still holding the fort down with the 2 stocks there, and such a adaptability change that we saw from the first game, as Inkle mentioned. I mean, Redacious, again, just taking the lead and just overall controlling the entire atmosphere of the game. But again, props to Syphir, being able to carry on swiftly, and 3-1.
Yeah.
3-1, that is now his winner side berth into the final bracket. He will play Angelo in the final stage of Gauntlet for seeding, but that does guarantee him winners and Redacious losers.
Wow.
That's one
that's
of the
huge
most
stuff, yeah.
important sets of the Gauntlet there.
Yeah, that was probably the most important set for that phase, or that
Stacked
group,
tournament.
I suppose.
I just keep looking at the bracket. I'm like, how are these people playing for 13th?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
This can't be right.
Right, but here we have the man himself, Syphir.
Oh, yeah, just switch it on. The mic.
Hello,
There you go,
everybody.
we can hear you.
Yeah, welcome in.
Tell the people about that matchup.
Huh?
Tell the people about that matchup. Wake them up.
I think Falco does really well. It's maybe in the Big 25, it'd be a little, maybe maybe extra to say Falco wins, but I think it's even probably. I think Falco does well. I think he has all the tools to kind of deny Steve his typical game plan, so I think it's pretty good. Yeah. As far as Steve matchups can go, I think it's good.
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
we know.
you're-
Go for
Sorry,
it.
no, you. No, you're
So,
going.
all right, man. Thanks.
Beat this
So we noticed the entire set, you didn't let him get one diamond. It seems like you were really just trying to smother him the entire time, not let him mine for materials.
Yeah, so I think that's part of what I mean when he denies Steve his typical game plan is I don't even have to really like be super aggressive about it, and I'm already putting pressure on how he mines because down tilt will big block, and then Reflector, if he wants to set up a good like mix of how he gets past his blocks after setting up with minecart, I can just reflect and put him off stage. And me and Red have played enough sets to where he knows that it's not really worth to do that. That's why he wasn't really minecarting out of the corner. But yeah, so he kind of has to play that RPS of, am I going to deal with you, am I not? And it's really hard for him to get diamonds. I played a Steve at LMBM, and I don't think he got one diamond the entire set. So yeah, I think Falco does really well in that regard, stopping his typical like mining game plan.
Nice. Can you tell us about the stage picks a little?
Sorry?
The stage?
The stage? Yeah. I typically don't go FD versus Steve, but I felt like PS2 was a little big, and like I said earlier, I wanted to stop him from getting my diamonds. So I was like, smaller stage is fine. His disadvantage is a little, not the best. So I was like, I know I can exploit that from a player habit. And FD, like, there's nowhere to land, there's nowhere to play for. So, yeah.
I guess if you're just keeping him in disadvantage the entire time, then FD is no problem.
Yeah, even if he presses like Anvil out of disadvantage, like I can still pressure him after that,
Right.
Yeah.
You were doing a great job, like tempo switching, where it's like you were keeping the pressure on, like to stop him from getting tools. But in like that last game, you were doing a lot of like camping, and then you caught him trying to like rush you.
Yeah. I think it's a big part of it because where Steve, I think, does good in the matchup is his buttons are just better. His CQC, if he gets up till on my shield. So I have to kind of get him to to want to swing at me. And at that point, like, I think down tilt's really good in the matchup because if he starts walking with my up tilt, just swipe him from under. So, yeah.
What would you say was like the momentum shift from like game one to like you winning the set?
Sure, yeah. I was a little nervous going into it just because Steve can blow you up. But I think going into it, I just wasn't comfortable with the tempo switch, essentially, like when to switch it. And so I would switch at the wrong time. I would get hit for it. I would like jump in but not mix up my drift well enough, and he would just like anti-air me with up tilt. That was the biggest thing. I just was like, okay, I want to be better about if I'm jumping in or if I'm not jumping in at all. Yeah, the anti-air up tilt was like the thing that really had him edge out game one, I think.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're like a little more proactive, like after game one, and like realizing your mistakes and adapting them.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, because that would make a lot more sense. Because like, I mean, you took that convincingly well. Like even like that last game we saw, you had a 2-stock lead there and 100% as well. So you played really well.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good job.
Nice.
All right. Is that
Anyone
all?
else have questions? No.
All right.
No?
stuff.
Thank
Okay.
you, guys.
Congrats.
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 Turn off the mic. Thank you. So, we had a lovely little interview sesh with Syphir. So we will be seeing him later on in winners, if that was correct, right?
Yes, he
Okay.
plays Angelo in Gauntlet phase, but no matter what, they're both in winners.
Oh, okay.
Nice.